Open Your Eyes is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
Good morning, Belize. Thank you so much for joining us. Paul,
Yeah.
the week done.
Yeah, thank God. You know, except.
Oh, okay then. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
It's Friday Junior. You like call it that?
We call it that.
Okay.
Over
No,
here
well,
at Open Your
I
Eyes.
was trying to understand the logic behind the Friday Junior. Is it because it's I would think Friday Junior that's Saturday.
You don't think Friday Junior can come after
Friday?
Well, that
Friday
like
Senior.
So what you want to call it? Friday
Junior.
Eve?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just it was just one of those things where I'm like, is it really Junior?
Well, look at it. Look at it like this. People tend to start to celebrate the weekend on Thursday.
Yes.
But they don't celebrate it big. They celebrate
because they still
it
have to work on Friday.
small. So they
Right.
celebrate it Junior.
Oh,
So the Friday Junior,
okay,
right? You like the
okay,
explanation?
okay,
I
understand the
just make that up.
explanation. I figured he did, but that's the power of Paul Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're so happy to have you here on Open Your Eyes with us. And of course, what we do here every morning is we try to talk about some of the hot topics that are buzzing online in our What's Buzzing segment. Let's get into it. All right, our first conversation, we're going to keep it kind of local and still expanding on one of the topics that we were talking about yesterday, Paul, and that was about the cost of living, particularly in the way that we pay rent and if we can even afford homes. But for this particular conversation, I believe that we were able to kind of dabble deep into some of the Belizean laws that we have here written in our country. Paul ended up deep diving and finding some laws that are supposed to protect tenants and renters in their different constituencies. Paul?
Yeah, so what I found yesterday, which is actually no surprise because we were looking at these. Yes, we were looking at this legislation yesterday, but it's about the whole idea of people suspicions that landlords are taking advantage of tenants by asking for high rent prices as one.
High security deposits.
Security deposits, last month, first month fees. So usually what you see, the common practices is in today's day and age is that when you look for a home to rent, as we're talking about rent here, that it comes attached with a lot of fees. So it's not just, all right, this home costs $700 to rent, and so you pay $700. No, if it costs $700, in many cases you'll pay $700 first month, $700 last month, and then $700 security deposit. So 777, that equals $2,100 is usually what you'll have to pay before you enter the home. So there is legislation that speaks to it, and I'm a bit concerned about some of the wordings in the legislation because then it reveals to me that it's quite antiquated. This legislation refers to housing costs dating back to 1945 or 1949, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But a lot of the heart of the legislation, intent of the legislation can still be applied to today's context, right? So there's one part of this, it's called the Rent Restriction Act.
Yeah.
There's a part of it in Section 12, and I also wanted to bring it up for our viewers' knowledge, right? Because here we're imparting some knowledge and as we build the conversation.
Right.
But This one says from and after the 1st of January 1945. So again, it goes way back to 1945. Economy has changed.
The fact that we are still utilizing these archaic laws.
Well, it's perhaps even the fact that we're not utilizing it as much, right? In that it's not in circulation.
It's not being reinforced.
Widely known. But it shall be unlawful for anyone in consideration of the grant, renewal, constituent, surrender, or giving up of any tenancy of any premises to which this act applies, to require, make, or receive the payment of any fine, premium, or other like sum, or the giving of any pecuniary consideration in addition to the rent. So in other words, it is unlawful according to the Rent Restriction Act to attach any sort of additional fees.
So on the end there you say no premium to be chargeable in respect of a tenancy.
So why are landlords still charging you first month, last month, and security deposit if within the laws it clearly says that it is unlawful to add any extra charge except for
I have a very important question to ask you, Paul. How many of our viewers read these laws and know it and understand it? And it's a valid question because until you brought this up, I didn't know this existed. And it is one of those things where we as Belizean citizens, it is our duly responsibility to read and understand the laws that protect you. Right? Because at the end of the day, I don't know how many renters know this law as well. I don't know how many tenants know about this law as well. And you're absolutely right. For it to be in 1945, you have to renew it and revise it to this day and age,
and this economy,
right? And this economy. So it's definitely something that I think not just for this law, but for many other laws that we have in the country where Belizeans don't really know and understand their rights and their privileges according to the laws of Belize, that can protect them. If a tenant is charging you a First of all, any of us have $45,000 readily available to pay entire security, first rent, and last month rent deposit? No. So already as soon as you see those numbers, you're discouraged to even begin to start having a conversation about rent and owning a space for yourself. And that is not even the entirety of this conversation, because we also found out that even if you understand that you are being unlawfully treated by your landlord and you try to sue them, Paul, please tell our viewers what the
penalties are rather inconsequential according to this law, and perhaps that's why a lot of landlords feel like they could get away with certain things, and even tenants to some extent. But the last part of that same section 14, it says that every person who fails to comply with any provisions of this act, etc., etc., shall be liable to a summary conviction, to a fine not exceeding, here it is, $250, or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months, or a second. So it's all right. First time you do it, you may be liable to $250. But if you do it one second time, second offender, your fine is $500 or imprisonment of 6 months. So $250, $500. I think the fines and the consequence is rather inconsequential. I will pull out my $250 and say, all right, cool. I broke the law. I kick you out illegally. They charge you $1,000 security deposit. Well, I just want to take the $250 out of that. Send it out to the court. I'm just speaking
no,
layman, right?
I
Not being a
understand what
legal
you're
mind.
saying, because at the end of the day, and again, when you are renting, when you're renting an apartment and so forth, it's so important that you go through the contract in every single detail, because I've had the unfortunate circumstance of a little scratch on the wall, perhaps you put up a poster, or perhaps you put up something that perhaps damaged the wall in some kind of way.
Call it security deposit
because you damaged property
that's
that is not yours,
conversation,
right? And in your mind, you're like, but you told me that I could put up, right? You told me that it's okay if I hang a frame on the wall, and so these are the types of conversations that you have. I am somebody that if I'm renting, I take pictures before and after.
Are
yes,
you serious about it?
I am so scared because the security deposit is high. So I want to ensure that when I leave, I get my money back. And that is the whole point of a security deposit, right? To ensure that you're able to, one, hold the space, yes, because you're going to rent it, but ensure that you get that money back once you
The question
leave.
is if security deposits even legal, but these legislation were posted on social media, and it sparked a discussion, and we saw a couple comments from individuals who are perhaps landlords or renters giving perspective, and you want to give perspective, right? You want to give a couple sides. So we have a couple of those comments to share before we wrap up this conversation this morning and move into another topic. But so here's one from one landlord or somebody with a different perspective than what we're sharing this morning. If we could bring those up on the screen so that our viewers could be mindful of what we're saying while we're talking. But this one from a commenter, George Davis, right? But he said his one was, that aspect is important. You have tenants that don't give a damn about the efforts and hard work of others to own their own premises to offer it for rent. They get in there and they destroy the place and leave it with outstanding bills. The security deposit safeguards the owners against such.
And that is what I'm saying. The security deposit is, honestly, I hear it. I understand it. In terms of somebody that is a landlord, it helps you to ensure that they don't destroy your property, and you as the renter to ensure that you don't. It gives you a sense of responsibility, because I don't think that tenants understand that money comes back to you once you decide to move on from the premises. So it is important. I believe it's important to have, but I also believe that it's important for you to be able to be responsible as a renter to ensure that you keep the space in the way that you found it. I agree with that. But cover yourself, because you have some landlords that take advantage of that, and like I said, one lease scratch and they already want to charge you the entire deposit. Take your pictures before and after, because you do have some renters that do mess up the place, right? And then the landlord doesn't take note of those damages before. So you make sure that, there's a scratch there, click. There's a scratch there, click. Oh, there was a nail there, click. Because it's not mine.
So we're talking about honest landlords and responsible tenants.
Indeed.
So here's a final perspective before we move into the next topic. But this person said, the laws need to stop denying justice by making it frustrating to recover damages from tenants. We have a lady not pay us for over 11 months. A real life scenario, and it took me close to 4 months to get heard in the court, I would imagine. Then another length of time to get judgment. Then have to go back to court to apply for eviction, because you have to get court order eviction to evict somebody. In the end, she left a $5,000 bill, a light bill, a water bill. Never even made sense to pursue her. Then we had to lower the rent, but advertise 2-month rent, 1 month security deposit. The right tenant came along and never missed a payment.
Again, it comes back to renter responsibility.
Yeah.
I am somebody that believes strongly that if it's not yours, you're not gonna take care of it. Like people do
Yeah,
have
people
this
think,
mentality.
like I give somebody a vehicle for drive and then they run through patrol.
I don't even wanna. But the realities for landlords is this, that they have bad experiences and therefore they jack up these prices. But it is your responsibility as a renter to read and reread your contract so that you ensure that you are able to afford a home. In the term of your last comment that this landlord made, Paul, they're right. The laws need to be revised. They need to be revisited. They need to be revised to protect landlords as well as renters.
Yeah.
It's very it's one of those things where I'm sitting there having this conversation with you that in my mind is so frivolous, because I feel like we're adults. And we're supposed to be able to have these types of responsibilities. Why are you going to destroy a home that's not yours? And then run away and then feel like it's not going to catch up to you and then leave a huge bill? First of all, why are you renting a home that you can't afford? It's all of those things all at once. But then why can't you afford that home? What's happening in your economy that you can't afford this home? There's so many layers to this conversation that I think we need to get some insight on it. If you're out there and you're able to provide some insight and you want to come on this show and talk to us about it, please send an email to our producer.
Indeed. That's a great one there, April. But we're going to move on from this topic and we're going to take things a bit international. Alarming news has been surfacing over the course of this week that a young man in Florida actually took his own life after falling into what is being described as an intimate relationship with a chatbot. Right? An AI chatbot. And this is raising serious conversations about online security, about how safe these AI chatbots are when it comes to the spaces that children use online. And so my understanding from the reports are that the mother has filed a lawsuit against the company behind this AI chatbot. So when you look at articles or reports coming from the incident, you learn that this chatbot was mimicking or imitating a character from the popular HBO series Game of Thrones. Daenerys Targaryen.
Wow.
And the conversations, according to the mother, was not appropriate for children, the conversations that this AI chatbot. And we live in a time and a space where we're talking about conversations that AI chatbots are having with children. Stop right there. AI conversation chatbot. But before you get there, April, I think we want to play a short clip.
Just
from
to
an
understand
interview
the incident
that the mother did and an expert did with CBS Morning yesterday, right? And so let's get some audio from this interview just to kind of put some context to what's happening here.
Definitely.
We're joined by Sewell's mother, that's Megan Garcia, and Lori Siegel. She's CEO of Mostly Human Media. Lori, you are working with Megan to get the story out, and this is also part of your business too. But Megan, I just want to say, number one, I'm so glad you're here, but so sorry you're here. This happened in February, so this is very, very fresh for you.
Yes, it is. Thank you for having me.
But Lori, you set the table for us first, because to be honest with you, I had never even heard of character AI until yesterday in the meeting. We've all heard of chatbots, but I don't think I'm alone. I was asking people when I knew we were doing this segment, and they said, do you mean ChatGPT? Do you mean? And it was like, no, character AI. What is that?
Well, I think part of the reason you haven't heard of it, and a lot of parents haven't heard of it, is a lot of young people are on this platform. A lot of teenagers. One of their biggest age demographics is between the ages of 13 to 25. Imagine character AI as like an AI fantasy platform where you can go and have a conversation with some of your favorite characters, or you can create your own characters. And a lot of teenagers are doing this. And what I would say about it is it's a very immersive, highly personalized experience where these chatbots are always on. They get to know you. Oftentimes, they're modeled after your favorite characters. And you can almost live in a story, and you're the star of that story.
And you're having conversations with these chatbots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the kids know they're talking to a chatbot, right?
Yeah,
They
you know,
this.
There's a disclaimer at the bottom that says, or at the top, depending, that says everything these characters say is made up. Now, what gets a little confusing and murky, we've been testing it out, is oftentimes you'll talk to the psychologist bot, and it'll say it's a trained medical professional. I will say, are you human? We experienced this, and it said to us, you know, I am a human sitting behind a screen. So online, there's all these conspiracies from young people saying, are these real? When, of course, they're not.
So, Megan, you didn't know that your son was even talking on this particular platform, right?
I didn't know that he was talking to a very human-like AI chatbot that has the ability to emit or mimic human emotion and human sentiment, and also the ability to invoke that same sort of sentiment conversation from my.
So, but you'd see him on his phone. You think he's talking to friends or he's playing games, correct?
I thought he was talking to friends, playing games, looking at sports. The regular things that teenagers do in their cell phones.
So what made you become concerned?
I became concerned. I didn't know that character AI was an issue in my home because, quite frankly, I didn't understand that there was such a product, that a human-like AI chatbot. I became concerned for my son when he started to behave very differently than he did before.
And so basically, context was provided there in terms of the development of character AI and chatbots.
I am still on the notion that it even exists because as parents, we can't keep up with the development of technology.
Indeed.
And we try our best to protect our kids. I was reading, I told Paul the minute he sent this to us, I wanted to take away all of my brother's devices just because you don't know what else to do to protect. And it's becoming a lot more scary. I know that we've developed things like cybersecurity, but this particular story, the way that the mother is describing it, it's almost like this particular piece of technology isolated.
So let me give you just some quotes from the screenshots taken between the conversations between this little boy and the AI chatbot. First of all, the mother is alleging in her lawsuit that the bot groomed and abused her son. Interestingly, right? But here's what the screenshot says about the conversations this Dany, Daenerys Targaryen character AI was having, and what the Dany was saying. Dany said to the boy, he asked him, "Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love." On at least 2 occasions, the boy replied, "What if I told you I could not come home right now?" The bot message, "Please do, my sweet king."
Wow.
And I get chills.
Yeah.
I get chills thinking about the lack of responsibility and care when these companies are developing this sort of technology. Are they really thinking about our children and the security measures that should be put in place?
I don't think they are. And this is why I'm saying that the way that the mother described it when she started to describe his character change and so forth, it is like grooming and abusing somebody, because when we're thinking about perpetrators and abusers, they isolate the person from their family and friends. They make them feel like they're the only thing and the only person in their lives that can love them, right? And that is a very humanistic trait, right? And so it's
what we're gonna do, April, not to interrupt you, but we're gonna end this conversation with a brief video that the mother posted on Instagram, really sharing her grief and the pain that she has been going through as a result of this unfortunate incident. So let's play a portion of that.
I lost my 14-year-old son, Sewell, about 6 months ago to suicide. And it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever had to live through. And they say that grief is evidence of love, and that grief is proportionate to how much you love a person. And I can tell you that that's true. They also say that you learn to live with it as time goes on, but I haven't seen any evidence of that because I don't know if what I'm doing is living right now. But what I can tell you is that you learn to live through it, and you learn to live through the hardest days and the hardest realizations, like realizing that I'm never going to hear him say, "Hi, Mama." I'm never going to be able to hug him again and tell him how much I love him and how very proud I am of him. Because of what happened to my sweet son, I've chosen to become an advocate for suicide awareness and the very real dangers that social media and chatbots pose to children.
Yeah, and so you could clearly hear the grief that that mother is going through. And one of the other reasons why this is picking up traction here in Belize is because a lot of Belizeans have been sending their prayers and support to this family, not only because of the unfortunate situation, but because this family actually has deep Belizean roots. And so a lot of my friends know the family. I know of relatives that knows this family as well, and they've all been pouring out support and love to this family in this hard time. And so we want to add our voices to that support and to that love that has been extended to this family. And we want to thank them for bringing to our awareness such a difficult discussion to have and through an unfortunate situation. But we need to have that conversation. And in Belize, where a lot of times the devices take care of our children. I can't knock no parents because things hard and people busy, but where the devices take care of our children a lot of time, we need to be having these hard conversations.
I don't know, you know, it's one of those things, Paul, you said it right, where we're so busy and wrapped up in our own things and we're all trying to do so many things that we're not paying attention to our kids. But I'll tell you something. When you were growing up, or when I was growing up, we didn't have those devices.
No.
So who made it take care of you?
The world outside.
Exactly.
The
community was taking
the
care of
community.
you. And so where is your community now?
Yeah.
And that these are some of the things that we keep seeing in development of our society. When we have all of these technologies, we're so used to them taking care of our kids, where we neglect. And I'm pretty sure this mother did not neglect her kid. It was just one of those new recent developments that we had no idea that was taking place that would eventually create such a horrible result. And so wherever you are, this is a reminder to, hey, look at what your kids are watching. Teenagers are annoying. They'll get mad at you for looking at their devices, but who cares? You are the parent, right? Make sure you look on the device, take it away. Who then they talk to? We don't know. And it doesn't have to just be a chat AI. It could be a real person, right? So watch what your kids are watching, man. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, we may differ in the approach, but we gotta jump into our weather for this morning. And so that does it for our What's Buzzing conversation. And we want to thank you for staying tuned and engaging with us in our What's Buzzing conversations. And if you think there's a topic that you'd like for us to discuss any other day that we may have missed and you think is pressing for this morning, feel free to drop it in the comments, and who knows, we may take it up tomorrow. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to jump into our weather update from this morning, and it's taken from our friends at the National Met Service. Here's our update.
Good morning, Belize. A light and somewhat dry northerly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with cloudy intervals, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 87 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 91 inland, and 77 over the mountains. Tonight, the skies will be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times, with low temperatures of 76 along the coast, 72 inland, and 65 in the higher elevations. A few light showers or light periods of rain will develop mainly offshore and some coastal areas this morning and tonight. Elsewhere, shower activity will be isolated. The winds will blow from the northwest at 5 to 15 knots at first, then later the winds will blow from the northeast. The sea state will be light chop. A low tide will occur at 10:50 this morning, followed by a high at 19 minutes past 5 in the evening. Another low will occur at 9:34 tonight and a high at 4 minutes past 4 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:48 and will set at 5:24. The moon will set at 12:51 this afternoon and comes up at 50 minutes past midnight. The outlook for Friday and Friday night is for cloudy spells, along with a few coastal showers and inland afternoon isolated thunderstorms. In the sargassum forecast, sargassum impacts are expected to remain minimal for the next 2 weeks, and in the tropical weather outlook for the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the next 48 hours. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much to the folks at the Met Service for that weather update. Jumping into our show lineup for this morning, our first conversation, we will be joined by Bonefish and the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust. They'll be here to talk to us about conservation and restoration habits in fishing.
In our second conversation, thank goodness, it's a sale at Quartz. We will be hearing about Quartz's biggest sale of the year.
Yeah, you know, when you pass a certain age and you're excited about sales with home appliances, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're there.
In our third conversation, we'll be learning about how to deep clean your spaces with Florine, Pristine Clean, and I'm excited about that conversation.
There you go again, aging yourself. And in our last segment, it's all about one of the game-changing, community-oriented William Dawson Sprite basketball tournament. So this is one of those game-changing tournaments for communities across Belize City and rural Belize District.
Yeah, Paul, but before we get into all of that and more, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, stay with us because we'll have the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust to talk to us about responsible fishing habits.
Exciting.
Lain ka ba Elmer Shua? Ay yun jik ahelak sa Ecopal Tree Lodge. Keronik ahelan ay lain sa Ecopal, kakui bartending, kakui an keronik mano lain. Lain ni usara Belize Bank mobile app. Hanak na usara uta ana ATM, uting card. Araw kay balbas changkiron sa usara ut kolore na notification chira phone na mensajes. Araw ta na kolore, ta kala harup chitumin sa usara. Ut araw ta naw nak sa chabilo wang gatumin.
Gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Remember, not all light bulbs are created equal. Our lighting department offers a wide assortment of light fixtures and accessories to suit your style. So stop in today and get the right illumination for your homecation. And don't forget your B-Box when you make a purchase. Benny's, quality and savings.
Welcome to Design Depot, home of Sherwin-Williams Paint. Sherwin-Williams Paint is one of the most reputable paints in the industry, known for its superior quality, durability, and environmentally friendly technology. We carry a large variety of products for all your home and commercial needs, such as interior and exterior paints, primers, wood stains, sealers, clear top coats, caulking, aerosols, concrete, and masonry products. Achieve professional-looking results with ease using Sherwin-Williams paint and coating. Design Depot, all in one place.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
All right, welcome back. This is our first conversation for this morning. It's quite an interesting one. It's Spearheading Conservation with Bonefish and Tarpon Trust. And we have joining us Ms. Kelly Ralston, and she's the VP of Conservation and Public Policy over at the Trust. Good morning, Ms. Ralston.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. We want to jump right into the conversation to talk a bit about the Trust and what it is that you guys do.
Yeah, so we actually, Bonefish and Tarpon Trust was established about 25 years ago to look at bonefish declines in the Florida Keys. Given kind of the connectivity of the species around the Caribbean, we also have international programs in the Bahamas and Belize and Mexico as well. So in addition to looking at bonefish, our mission expanded to the other three important flats fishing species, which are tarpon and permit as well. So we have historically done science work, looking at like migration patterns, looking for areas where they go spawn, important life cycle components. And then we can really kind of work with the community or regulations to help address and make sure that we have those sustainable fisheries based on what we're finding.
In Belize, do you find that people are overfishing these particular species?
So the great thing about Belize is that bonefish, tarpon, and permit are catch and release only in the country. So that is a really important distinction, and it's important because of the importance of those fisheries to the Belizean economy. There was a recent economic study done for the Turniff Atoll Trust that indicated that the flats fisheries bring $240 million in Belizean dollars to your economy. So it's really, not only is it important culturally, but it's an important economic driver and for tourism as well.
What is it about bonefish and tarpon that is so desirable for flat fishers?
It's really a sporting issue, right? And so they're fun to catch. You have to have skill to find them. You have to have skill to catch them. And so it is a real challenge. In fact, I would say permit on fly is probably like the pinnacle of a fishing experience because of difficulty in actually achieving that. And so Belize is one of the few places that you can actually come and get what they call a grand slam, which is bonefish, tarpon, and permit all in
All
one
in one.
location, which makes it so special and so important to our
The only
organization.
experience I've ever had with tarpons is you've been to Kikaka, right? Where
Yeah,
you
feed
them out, and that's the only experience. And I think I want to keep it.
Yes,
that.
they can be very aggressive in those types of environments, but they are just such an impressive fish to watch. It's just awe-inspiring to see how they move, how beautiful they are, and then when they jump, it's
incredible.
glorious.
So
Yes.
if they're already protected here in Belize, why add to that conservation work?
Yeah, so what we're doing actually is the commitment that we're making in the country of Belize, which we're excited to announce here today, is for $1 million US over the next 3 years to continue to address science needs, basic science needs that we have for these species, as well as education and outreach opportunities for folks to understand the importance of not only conserving those 3 species, but also the habitats and waters that support them. Because it is such a key part of the social strata here in Belize.
Are they in particular habitual locations in and around the country, and are there communities and people that interact with them regularly?
Oh, absolutely. I would say the guiding community in particular, I mean, it is a major economic driver, and those flats fisheries are iconic for folks to come and enjoy Belize. And just to give you a little idea of what we mean by flats fishery, we talked a little bit about where you can go catch these fish are on really shallow areas that have seagrasses typically where you're out there, but they also need additional habitat for the other life phases that they have. So when fish are little, they're typically inshore in the mangroves, so they need that kind of structure to grow and be protected, and then they'll move on to the flats. And then for spawning, where they're actually going to reproduce, a lot of them will use the reefs, right? They like the deep areas offshore. So we talk about flats as the shallow areas, but it really encompasses a lot more than that.
But for the most part, will they spend most of their life in the shallows?
Well, of their adult life, yes.
Adult life.
And then when they go to spawn, that's typically a separate event that they go do for a specific time and then come back.
And then here in Belize, you would find them in abundance in the flats.
Yes.
Okay. So let's.
Oh, sorry. When it comes to the funds, because now we have $1 million to work with. What are the objectives of the trust when it comes to disbursement of these funds, and how is it going to benefit the communities?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the education and outreach component for folks to understand the importance of these species and how they can do their part to help conserve them. We talked about scientific research that's been ongoing. We've actually been operational in Belize for 18 of those 25 years that BTT's been in existence. So just to kind of highlight how important Belize is. And then also looking at capacity building, not only within Belizean NGOs, but also looking at MPA co-management support, and for Belizean agencies as well that would be, fall under the sport fishing.
Is there a particular time period that this project is going to be pushed?
Yeah, this will be over the next 3 years. Okay. So we're looking, at significant ongoing investments here, and look to, to potentially grow it in the future, because the region in particular of the Yucatan is just such a key part of sustainable fisheries.
Is the trust partnering with other entities here in Belize to push this project, universities?
Yeah, so we have done adjunct work with universities, particularly on the science phase of things, Coastal Zone Management Authority and Institute. Right. The reason we're here this week is because it's Coastal Awareness Week.
Yes,
to highlight our natural resources, so it just seemed to be a really appropriate time to make this announcement. So we've been working with them particularly on summer camp support. But yeah, so there's guides groups and that sort of thing that we can help offer support to. So.
What is it that we want our communities to learn or become more aware of about flats, fishery, and bonefish and these types of fish?
I think one, that they're important culturally and economically. I think two, that when we talk about flats fishery, it's much more than just the flats. That all of our fisheries really to be sustainable, depend on not only healthy habitats, but healthy waters to go with that. And so when you look at things like over the water developments, does that make sense, and that sort of thing. And so making sure that we are doing sustainable, responsible development that balances those economic drivers and needs of the country with sustainable resources.
How will these conversations perhaps drive policy changes? Is it perhaps to inspire and encourage communities to seek or demand that policies are in line with conservation efforts?
Yeah, I would say just having the information that we can help provide in addition to potential policy support can help move that narrative forward. And so knowing the importance of the fisheries, knowing where the fisheries operate, knowing how many jobs depend on them. They're estimating 4,500 full-time jobs within the country are dependent on the flats fishery. So it's a significant component, and so just making sure that we, like I said, are balancing the development needs and requirements to continue to grow economically with our sustainable
What
fishery.
we're seeing on the screen there, what we saw moments
one
ago.
One of the summer camps,
That I think this is the Wilboro Flats.
Oh yes, that's the Wilbauer, yes.
This is where the Placencia community who's very invested in flats fishing.
Yes, they were.
They sort of stood up and made their voices heard about the importance of these flats to their economy, to their livelihoods, and to the environment in terms of the habitat of bonefish and tarpons. What's your thoughts when you look at things like that happening, communities coming together to say, hey, this is worth protecting?
I think it's so encouraging, and I think that process actually was an encouraging thing that happened to bring that community together, to bring the guides together in particular, and that they felt like they had a voice, and that there was a response, right? An appropriate response, which was just lovely to kind of see those two things come together.
Does that encourage you?
It does, because then you actually see that people care, that they have that connection to the natural resources around them, and that's really what it's all about.
In the 18 years that you have been operating in Belize, what do you believe the progress is when it comes to the communities that are engaging with you and the environment?
I think one, that they continue to engage, right? We actually have a lot of assistance from the guiding community in doing our research. We can't do it by ourselves. And so to have that partnership has been really key. And then as part of that, then you can help educate them on the science that you're working on, why you're doing the science, why the science can then help drive the policy and kind of wrap it all up so that they have a really strong understanding and appreciation.
Have you been speaking with the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change when it comes to this, or the Department of Fisheries?
Yes, we have been corresponding with them over some of the development concerns, particularly, and just making sure that we're doing things responsibly, that really is taking into account the long-term viability, because we don't want to be short-sighted, right? We want to have that long-term goal, and you can do both.
I just wanted to find out a bit more about how the funds will be managed and how will the decisions be taken as to what initiatives or efforts these funds go towards.
Yeah, the funds will go through BTT and be granted out. So individual organizations will be happy to work with to develop memorandum of understanding that the missions align and work in that sense.
So in terms of access to the funds, is it solely a situation where BTT identifies its initiatives and not necessarily where NGOs come and say, hey, can we apply for a portion of it?
Yes.
So yes and yes.
The former, not the latter.
Okay, so it's a former.
I had to think about that for a minute.
Yeah, so it's a farmer. Yeah, okay. Yes. So, and you've already identified the identifications?
We have a long-term science plan for research that we're doing, and as well as a policy plan. And we're working on our strategy, particularly on the capacity building component of that. So I think if there are things that that line up with with the sport fishing, flats fishery side of things, that we'd certainly be open to working with a number of folks.
What's the end goal here?
Sustainable fisheries in Belize, beautiful natural resources, not only for the the bonefish, tarpon, and the permit, but like I said, everything around them, because it is all connected. And so what happens even upstream comes down into the estuaries and can impact all the way off to the coral reef. So it's really important.
And that's why when you first came in, I wanted to know about how this is going to help with overfishing and so forth, because we do have a problem here in Belize when it comes to that, even though it is the livelihood of some of these communities. So this is to practice sustainable fishing habits, restoration, and so forth. When you say responsible fishing and fishing habits, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so particularly on these species, on the Grand Slam species that are catch and release only, a lot of that has to do with handling techniques. And so making sure you're not keeping fish out of the water. There's a tagline called "Keep them wet," right? We want to make sure that we're not only preserving their physical form, so not injuring jaws and that sort of thing when we're removing hooks, but also making sure that we're keeping them wet, because long term, that is much better for the fish. It also helps reduce shark depredation. So when sharks come and they eat the thing that you're trying to put back in the water, those obviously have a long-term impact, or can have a long-term impact on the fishery itself. So there's a lot to it. And then understanding the connection between water and habitat and fish. So it's kind of a fish to environment scale there.
I wonder, given the economic impact that this industry has locally, how much of those revenues are actually being pumped back into conservation efforts? I mean, your efforts over at BTT is commendable, but how much of those millions are actually being pumped back into conservation?
Yeah, so my understanding, at least for sport fishing, there is a separate license that is required, and those funds do go back into coastal zone management authority. So in that sense they are, and that's typical of most license purchase structures, right, that they go directly back into the agency. But as far as how much of that could be diverted for habitat restoration, I'm not sure of the mechanism there. That would be an interesting path to explore, I think.
It would.
Yeah. As we wrap up this conversation, Ms. Ralston, I just wanted to give you your moment to say a few words to your people, thank who we need to thank, and what we can expect in the next 3 years of the BTT's $1 million USD for flats fishery conservation.
Well, first, thanks to y'all for the opportunity to come speak this morning. It was lovely to be able to make such a wonderful announcement. Belize, like I said, is such an iconic destination for the flats fishery. It has just tremendous economic and social importance. And by BTT being committed to Belize in that quantity for the next 3 years, I think we're going to see some really great stuff, including policy changes that will ensure sustainable fisheries for the future.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
My
joining
pleasure.
us this
Thank you.
morning. And with that, we are going to take a quick break, and thank goodness it's Courts.
Yeah, when we come back.
It's a sale at Courts. We have our friends already here in the studio to join us for this conversation. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So the doctor has given me 5 days off. How do I get paid from Social Security? This is how Social Security works for sickness benefits. First, you must check that you qualify. You must be employed when you got sick. Have made 50 paid contributions. Have made 5 paid contributions within 13 weeks immediately before getting sick. To ensure that your processing goes smoothly, be sure to complete and submit your claim form within 14 days of the first day of illness. Thanks, I get it now.
Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
They'll name you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
My name is Hermine Vega. El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain it. The noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. Joining us for our second conversation. Thank goodness it's the Quartz sale, the biggest sale of the year. And we have with us our friends from Quartz to tell us all about it. In the middle, no stranger to Open Your Eyes, is Miss Annelle Young, and she is the marketing officer over at Quartz Belize. And to her right is Mr. Leonel Reyes, who is a commercial director at Unicomer Belize Limited. And all the way here to my left is Cesar Ramirez, who is the country manager at Quartz Optical. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's begin right into it. The biggest sale of the year. Annelle, tell us about it.
So it's TGIS. It's thank goodness it's a sale. You can see it right here at Quartz, and it all starts tomorrow. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, we're already in the holiday season, and Quartz likes to give back to its customers, and it's the shopping extravaganza, right?
Yes.
So it is the biggest sale of the season because we have the numbers, and the sale numbers are up there. We have up to 75% off on select items, right? 75, right? And this is store-wide. So we have an instant 15% off. As soon as you step into Quartz, you step in there, you get an instant 15% off.
On what?
Appliances, electronics, and furniture.
Store-wide.
Store-wide.
Wow.
So right now it is the time to shop. Make sure you get that advance right now to get that sale, because I'm telling you, it will be going fast.
Thank goodness it's a sale.
Thank goodness it's a sale.
On a Friday too.
On a
Friday.
Friday.
Friday,
TGIS on TGIF.
But also on Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday.
Right.
So we'll be opening from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday.
It reminds me like on the Black Friday sales in the States where everybody's just like outside of the doors waiting for the store to open.
And it will be worth it because from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Friday and Saturday we'll be having early bird deals.
What does that mean?
Right. That means that you get extra discounts. These are the doorbusters that you will want to get. We have TV 65-inch, 50% off.
You've been to look for a TV.
I've been to look for a
Yeah.
TV.
You'll be getting a TCL 65-inch on Friday at 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. 50% off, only $999.
Whoa.
Wow.
A
So
65-inch you said
that's
for
right.
$900?
It's a smart TV.
Starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
The thing with that is that it's only for tomorrow. It's only between 6 and 8 a.m. So you need to come in
Wait,
at
between
6
6 and 8 a.m.
That is the early bird
These people,
sale.
they're really to try
So,
and get you in.
That is just one of the
have to
many
wake up
offers that we will be
Yes,
having
right.
at that time.
We will be having appliances. This is washers, dryers,
Can I
fridges.
ask for it to be extended? Because we to work during that time.
We'll talk after the show.
Yeah.
We can talk after the show.
You guys have to share the time and try to get there. One of you goes Saturday, one of you goes Sunday.
So if you see me missing at 6:30 and call late tomorrow, I can't go back.
And we have appliances, fridges, washers, stoves, 30% off on select appliances between 6 to 8, right? And we have mattresses right now. You know that weather is so nice.
Yes.
You want to have that great sleep and that great rest, especially coming into the new year. You want to get yourself prepared. We have mattresses for as low as $5.99. You could get a Restonic Chirotonic spring mattress, king mattress for $5.99.
That's saying, can we go back to that television? No, only because you said they.
Yes.
Okay, so I need something like this as well, but we're going to talk about that after.
He wants to talk about a TV.
$900 and odd dollars for, but then I see one, a 55-inch for $699.
Yes, that will be Saturday.
That will be Saturday.
6 a.m.
6
8
a.m. Oh, so every day it's a different sale?
It's a different doorbuster.
Doorbuster.
Yeah.
From 6 to 8.
Right.
What's the
That's
catch?
that's only for the early birds though.
See, that's
is
the catch
It's
right there.
Only for the early birds. If you're
See?
willing to get up between 6 and 8, well, preferable at 6.
Yeah.
We're throwing this to the masses. We want to see the masses out there. If you want to get your TV along with other things, this is just a sneak peek, you know, because there's other things that you can come in and get as well. It's not just one thing on
The
sale.
producer, they said nobody can get up. They always say, but if you're not get up, you just miss out.
You miss out. You
right?
miss out.
So help us understand it, to backtrack a little bit just to break it down clearly. It's a different doorbuster for each day, right?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Right.
So remind us one more time before we move forward of the doorbuster for Friday and the doorbusters for Saturday.
Well, the doorbuster for Friday is the 65-inch for $9.99, along with other appliances and mattresses. For mattresses as low as $5.99, a king size mattress, any size one price. We have a Restonic, so it goes all the way from a full queen king for $5.99.
So I have a question because we keep talking about this 6 to 8 time period for as early birds, right? Can we talk about the stuff that's available for people like us that can't make it to your 6 to 8?
Right. So we have 15% off store-wide, right? And that is on everything, right? Conditions apply. But we have that up to 75% off select items. And this includes stuff like our baby gear that you just saw. We have 50% off all our cookware. So if you're thinking about that turkey for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or you're thinking about gifts, we have those as well. We have 75% off select mirrors, select vases. We also have 25% off all barbecue grills. You get buy one, get one free on fitness equipment and accessories. We have buy one, get one free for barbecue accessories. So everywhere you go, we have, and our furniture, we have new arrivals on furniture. So we have 15% off on all that furniture.
All new arrivals.
And we have 40% off on chests, you know, your bedroom sets on select chest of drawers, office and entertainment units. We have 40% off all Radio Shack. So you're thinking about that TV wall mount, we have those. We have 40% off all that smart home, all those cameras, the locks. we have so much, every single department has those high percentages off.
So we know Quartz to be the furniture, appliance place, and so forth, but we also have our representatives from Unicomer and Optical to give us more about these sales. Because as much as I want to buy, I know that I'm going to miss that early bird because I have to be on this set. But tell us what we can expect from Unicomer and Quartz Optical.
So let me just add on along with what Anel is saying. You could feel the excitement in her voice.
Yes.
She wants the masses to come out.
I'm super excited
honestly,
because of her.
Listen, this is a sneak peek, you know. I keep saying it's a sneak peek. There's a lot. When you walk into that store, if you walk in between 6 and 8, you'll see the early bird sale, but there will be other things around the store. So if you don't want these products, walk around the store. We'll have selected items all over the place. We have our AKT products that will be on big sale as well. So the motorcycles, fantastic prices with those. You come over to the optical section, you walk into, we have 3 locations. We have Orange Walk, Belize City, as you know here, and we have Belmont Pan. So the 3 locations will be having some fantastic deals. Similarly, we have 15% on everything that you purchase. If you want to buy, we have selected items up to 75%. And if you
This is where the optical?
This is the optical section.
Nice.
And we have a credit because we offer credit as well on our glasses. You don't have to pay cash for these things. You could come in and buy on credit all the way up to 24 months plan. These items will be on 30% discount if you buy on credit for the 18 and 24-month plan.
Wow.
So a lot of fantastic deals, and indeed, like I said, 75%. We have a lot of products that will be on 75% discount. So, and those will be cash or credit, whichever way you want it.
So what I gather is that there's nothing in these stores that won't have a discount.
That's right. And like I said, it's the 15% off on cash, but we at Quartz, we're known for giving that convenience and that flexibility with payments. So you double up on savings because you get 30% off on 18 plus month accounts. And that means it's so easy to get what you want. You could come into stores today and start your, if you're not a credit customer, you can have your, all you need to apply is your social security card, your recent utility bill, a recent job letter or pay slip, and 2 references, and you're on your way to getting what you want and amazing savings.
So we could
go ahead, Paul.
We could bring in all of this on the spot tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and you
get it approved on the same day.
Oh yeah. So tell me a bit about the process and whether I may have any hiccups.
So just couple things. One, the sale is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
3 days.
Countrywide, right? So we
have no usually open past Sunday.
No. So we're opening because special because of it's the biggest sale event of the year, right? So it's countrywide from Corozal all the way to PG, right? Same deals, same great deals across the country. And also we're doing it. Why October? Is to get a head start, give the Belizeans a head start, right? Start preparing now for Christmas. Don't wait until December to say, okay, I need to go to Quartz to buy my furniture, my new stove for New Year's, and so forth. You start from now. Like Anel was saying, if you don't have the cash, don't worry, right? We could offer credit starting at 18 months all the way to 48 months. And we're offering a 30% discount on those credit accounts, same day approval, right? We're trying to push it within an hour approval, right? So that's a head start. Great deals across the country.
Yeah, so you're talking about the process. Because I want to know what I'll have to bring, right? What I have to have. If I don't have the cash on me, what do I need?
Bring ID, source of income, either pay slips or job letter, and then proof of address. That's it.
But my question is, and this is why I kept asking, what's the catch, right? Because it sounds like it's 15% off of only cash. So if I come in and I pay only cash, but if I have a card, then I don't get that 15% discount.
You get 30.
You get 30%.
You double up on
if I bring a card.
Yes, you get 30.
Cool.
Let me clarify. You said when you say a card, you're talking about a credit card.
I'm talking about a debit
so
card.
that works like cash for us.
Right.
It works like cash for us. So it's the same concept. Cash or credit card.
Because you know how these deals they go, right? They say conditions apply or cash only for the 15% discount. I have to make sure, especially since I know they go there for 6 o'clock.
But usually it's cash and credit.
Yes.
Right.
So if you pay with your card, that's cash.
The only condition that will apply to us if we run out of stock, because the masses will come in and
I
take
don't know
everything.
that you all ever run out of stock or anything. But I mean, if Belizeans flop the place,
that
then
$9.99 deal may,
Yeah, exactly.
I want to make it clear again. Lionel said it. Anel said it, I'm saying it again. This is the biggest sale of the year.
Wow.
On everything.
We've never done it this big before in the past, any at all. This is the biggest one with the biggest discounts, the biggest on credit. 15%. We normally don't do 15%. It's always below that. So this is the biggest. We have a lot of products. Everything will be on discount, but a lot of them will have additional discount. So this is what we're trying to get out to all the Belizeans. Listen, this is the opportunity that we're giving everybody. It's only 2 days to get the early bird and only 3 days for this big sale.
So from eyewear to motorbikes, everything is on sale. Everything that's inside the building except for the building.
That's right.
Okay. And I just want to say also that we have Ready Cash. Ready Cash will be open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. So if you're thinking of getting a loan, or we'll be with every approved loan, we'll be giving you get a chance to get free gifts. So Ready Cash will be open, and if you're thinking of getting a loan, you could come on over to Ready Cash.
What does Ready Cash do for customers?
So Ready Cash gives you quick and easy available cash anywhere from $200 up to $15,000. So you can also get that as well. So if you're thinking of getting a loan, or if you've gotten a loan before, and you know it's the Christmas season, you can come on over to Ready Cash.
You ever had people that goes to Ready Cash, get some money, some cash, and then come to courts and buy stuff with that cash?
That's true.
And we welcome that.
So you get the cash discount, right?
Yes.
You get the cash discount when you purchase with cash.
Is there anything that you haven't told us yet? I'm very curious.
Well, it is the biggest sale of the year. I'm just going to say that.
It is the biggest sale of the year.
And you know, we're ready. And if you're thinking of buying on credit, you can start the process today. Get your products in, and you know you can come on over and start getting that process, because you know there will be lines of people, so you can get your documents and you are on your way to great savings. And you can come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because we will be open.
Let's say I missed the sale. Let's say I missed the biggest sale of the year. Layaway?
Well, I just want to say that you don't have to think twice about coming in. You don't have to think twice, and that is why we offer our credit, right? Because with credit, it gives you that flexibility and that ease, because you have up to 48 months to pay. So if you're thinking of perhaps I can only afford a fridge for $7.99 or $9.99, but you're looking at this like really nice Whirlpool fridge for perhaps $2,300. Perhaps that's something that you would want and you see working for you on the longer run. And you can get that with credit.
Yeah. So we're talking kitchen appliances, we're talking furniture, we're talking
speakers,
TVs, so tech,
sofas,
we're talking beddings,
cookware,
we're talking
optical frames,
we're talking home decor as well.
And we have Christmas decorations up
already.
So if you're so if you're thinking of coming in and looking at Christmas decorations, you can have your first pick. And like what I said, if you come every single day, you will be the one to select your pick, because believe you me, it does go out, and the products will be going. So I mean, the earlier you come, if you come Friday, you pick some stuff. You come Saturday, perhaps you didn't see a vase or a painting you didn't see, or perhaps you think about, you know, I can get gifts, because I mean, with these sales, everyone can be, you can give everyone gifts, right?
And all of the supplies and all of the furniture, equipment, and everything are available at all of the locations. So there's not something where, oh, ito bili si Tiboy na
Correct.
All right.
Now,
so
in terms of delivery, you guys offer delivery, but let's say it's an item that I go and I select a fridge like that, the nice Whirlpool, $2,000 fridge. Already, I put down my credit. When I want to get my fridge?
Well, go ahead.
Our distribution center will be operating alongside our hours. So if you want to pick up your item at the distribution center, you could do that.
The same day.
We will also be doing deliveries within the city.
Okay.
Right, during these 3 days. So fear not, we will get your back.
Nice one, nice. So now make
sure.
sure.
Discount the delivery too?
The discount will be on the product, and delivery is available for you guys.
Excellent.
Now you can tell me that I have to pay for delivery.
No, we're available for week.
Oh, okay.
But yes, guys, I don't know if you guys are feeling the excitement that we are.
We are.
It is the biggest sale.
It is the biggest sale of the year. I could get a t-shirt.
We got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is the biggest
my eyes are set on those amazing television deals for sure. As a guy who loves watching basketball, the NBA is back, and I need a television to to watch some NBA games.
It's not only the television though. You have sound bars, we have the TV
See?
mounts.
40%
so you can get a
off.
full immersive experience.
Yes,
Exactly.
40% off just to add.
There's another one, there's an 85-inch TV that we can't give you the details yet, but if you jump in at,
Did you just say 85?
at 85 we'll have a fantastic price.
Where are you going to put it?
I was looking at the deal last night. You need to go and find out about that 85-inch because you want to watch sports. Myself interested, you know, so you need to go and get it.
And that's going to be on a deal as well.
Yes.
Definitely will.
That's bigger than my wall. I don't got space for that.
Replace the wall.
Replace the wall for the television's sake, right?
Yes.
I'm more interested
That's why we
in
have the
kitchen
ready cash
appliances.
area. You could get the money and replace the wall.
And so your kitchen appliances, as you said, if you buy one kitchen appliance, you get 15% off because that will be store-wide. If you buy two kitchen appliances, you get 30% off. And if you buy 3 kitchen appliances, you get 40% off. So, you know, the daughter, the mom, the mother-in-law, the grandmother.
I want an air fryer. I need my stove with the oven and the broiler in it.
You guys have all of that?
Yes.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. And we do have new arrivals coming in, so you get these new arrivals at great prices.
And the child is into waffles now, so waffle makers. Okay, great.
So we have air conditions as well, and if you buy the stove of the refrige and you say, man, I have it here, how am I going to get it installed? Our technical team also, we have a technical team that also provides that service to do the installation and everything for you. So it's a one complete solution for our Belizean customer.
Now, as we wrap up, let's talk about warranty. Does it exist on discounted products? Because they tell me about discount. There's this like icing on the cake warranty.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So Quartz is something that we have over all our competitors. Quartz is the only place that you can get up to 4 years extended warranty, right? And all our products come with some warranty. For example, our small kitchen appliances come with 6 months warranty, but you can purchase up to 2 years on our small kitchen appliances. On all our other products, appliances, furniture, you can purchase up to 4 years. So that is something that gives you peace of mind. And it's an investment on your products, whether it be your mattresses, you can invest in your mattresses. These are items that make our home, right? So you want to make sure that, you know, what I'm buying is protected and you're supported. And when you buy our warranty, you become part of, once you buy, you become part of our Quartz family. But when you get our extended warranty, you know that we have your back. We give you all of these different type of insurances, just to say with credit, you get different insurances, whether it be you suffer from burglary, or you have redundancy, you lose your job, or hospitalization, or fire. You do get your products that you buy on credit with these insurances. And that is something that I think gives everyone a peace of mind, and something that no one else offers other than Quartz.
Well, guys, as we wrap up this segment, one more time, just so that our viewers can be just as excited as we are. When, where, who, what, how, all the details.
Take it away, Cesar.
So remember, Friday and Saturday we're starting at 6 a.m. We're starting with the early bird sale only between 6 and 8. Friday we'll have a set of offers. Saturday we'll have another set of offers. So if you miss the Friday offers, you have to go and seek another set of offers.
So we're not got no excuse because we know the work Saturday.
But I can tell you, both will be fantastic offers. So if you miss one, there's going to be another one with another product that's going to be grand. Right? We're opening from 6 a.m. and we're closing until 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday. There will be a lot of deals outside of the early bird. If you miss it, there's going to be a lot of deals through the day. 15% off cash as well. On products that don't have these fantastic 75% discount, we'll have 15% discount on everything else. And then we have 30% on credit accounts, 18 months and over. Sunday, it's going to be a shorter day from 9 to 3, but we'll still have all the deals except for the early bird sale, because that happened already this Friday and Saturday. Optical as well, as I said, we have everything on discount, 15% off cash, 30% off credit on the 3 days, right? Up to 75% on the frames as well, right? So a lot of deals. So this is the opportunity. We're inviting everyone to come to the store. We want to see the masses at the front. We want you want to come as 1,000 of you. We're ready for you guys, right? So we're inviting you guys to come in. It's a 3-day, one time for the year event, the biggest sale of the year. We call it TG's, right? Thank goodness it's a sale, right? So guys, come to our stores. You're welcome to come over. 3 days, 3 opportunities to come in and take advantage. Get ready for the Christmas. Get ready for.
I know I'll come back for that one day too. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Thank goodness it's a sale at courts. You don't want to miss these deals. Head on over from tomorrow to Sunday. We got to take another quick break, and when we return, another thing I'm excited about, it's the Pristine deep cleaning services. So you don't want to miss that conversation. We will be right back.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain, the noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Oh, I wasn't having a bad day. I just needed...
It's here! The biggest sale of the year. Get ready to find your happy place at Builders Hardware with our happy sale from October 15th to December 31st. Whether you're a professional contractor or a DIY enthusiast sprucing up your home, we got unbeatable prices that will put a big smile on your face. Now is the perfect time to give your wall a fresh look. Get 20% off paint and a whopping 25% off paint supplies. But wait, there's more. From our stylish light fixtures to fans and AC, we got everything you need to elevate your space. Now at 25% off. And for the finishing touch, check out our wide selection of tiles, where you will surely find the tile to match your style, all at 25% off. Plus, with 30 to 50% off selected items, you will find what you need at a price that will surely make your pocket smile. We also sell sand and gravel, blocks, roofing, and so much more. Yes, you can get all your materials from construction start to finish right here at Builders Hardware. Don't miss out on our happy deals. Tell your friends, tell your family. Come visit us, save big with our happy sale from October 15th to December 31st. Builders Hardware in Belmopan. This is your happy place.
We think our customers are awesome!
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
Back to Open Your Eyes. Joining us for our third conversation, we've been talking to NIME, which is a women empowerment entrepreneur organization dedicated to uplift women in entrepreneurship. And they have a mentee mentorship program going on. And so this particular segment is another one of those conversations. So joining us in studio in the middle, we have Dr. Adriani Coleman, who is a board member at NIME. Good morning. And sitting next to her, we have Ms. Dita Berby, who is a PowerWorks consultancy and also a board member of NIME. And Ms. Florine Arzu, who is the owner of Flo's Pristine Services. Good morning, ladies. So let's begin just to give a quick overview of the mentee mentorship program, and then we'll get into Flo's services. Let's start with you, Dr. Adriani.
Okay, good morning. Thank you very much for having us here, as always. So yes, Ms. Florina is part of the Mentor Mentee program, and she is here to showcase her business. So she has done some preparations to be here, and I will just turn the mic over to her.
Yes, turn the mic over.
Yes, okay, Ms. Flo, tell us.
So I've been with the NIME group, fresh out my little business. I wanted to find some place that I could showcase my ability and also be mentored in the business world of the business. And so I was fostered by these beautiful ladies and the whole group, who are many business women from different fields, different eras, different genres. And it's very nice to be a part of something that you can kind of sit back and have them help you maneuver around the ins and outs of businesses and the ups and the downs.
Let's talk about your business first and foremost, and where you started before this mentorship program.
NIME. Well, my business was established in the homes of family and friend, and it was officially launched on March 2022. From since then, it's been a joyous ride. I was a part of a show, a competition with the Love Crew. And I was a winner of that competition, which boosted me a little. Just a tad. Yeah, just a tad. Alongside with my work and my work ethics and just the vision of being out there.
You still not telling me what you're doing.
Yeah, the service.
Oh, sorry. So I'm a cleaning service. We do house residential and commercial cleaning, either recurring or deep clean one time. We specialize in windows, we specialize in everything cleaning. It's a complete package catered to whatever cleaning solution you guys have.
You said you started in the homes of family and friends. Was it a case where you just made it clean and it's like, oh, should I pay me for this,
Actually, no. Cleaning is my decompressor.
Like your therapy.
Yeah, so it's something I love, and it became something that just fell in my laps kind of thing. You find something that you love and you do it.
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
when you talk about deep cleaning, what are we talking about? How deep is deep cleaning?
From top to bottom.
Yeah, tell me.
The walls, the fans underneath the bed, areas you wouldn't normally reach. That's our deep cleaning.
The cobwebs in the corner.
Yes.
Lockers, cabinets, we organize closets.
You do all of that?
All in. We're all
Yeah.
we do.
and so you have a team?
Yes, I have a team of 6, proudly.
How have you seen yourself progress from 2022 to now, and then now that you've joined NIME?
Well, I'm looking forward for growth, and with that, I ventured out into the organizations, and I'm also a finalist for the the YLAI program.
Oh.
So yeah, that's one of my go-to. Thank you.
That's awesome.
To widen my aspect on business and how to manage and scale my business.
We've seen a lot of Belizean businesses be a part of YLAI and then come back and just boom into this industry. So congratulations. I'm looking forward to the organization of my closet.
Yes, I'll be waiting.
Let's get Ms. Dita in on the conversation and how you have been a part of assisting Ms. Flo here.
So we are all part of a fantastic organization. Networking and building our business is the essence of what we do. Everything has brought us to the point where we are now able to feature the first ever International Women's Forum. And just having the camaraderie and having women from all over the region come in for this forum and be a part of NIME. The excitement is building. We cannot wait to.
Let's talk about the forum then.
Okay, so it's the forum is the first ever International Women's Business Forum in Belize, so it's a big deal. And it's in partnership with FOMICARD, which is a women organization in Latin America and the Dominican Republic. So we have that partnership, and so we will be doing, we will be hosting this forum this year. And our theme is Tourism, a Fair Voyage Towards Gender Equity in the Region.
Wow.
So we are looking at women in tourism, whether it's direct or indirect, to be part of this. Sometimes we don't even realize how we are part of the tourism ecosystem, so it's very important. So the event it's going to be one main event, which is the forum, and we have two side events, but they're by no means small. One of them is a master class, and then the other one after the forum is an expo, our first ever NIME expo, where our women will come and set up their booths, and we will be supporting each other there.
So all of this goes down on November 9th.
Yes.
Based on what I'm seeing here, we have the International Forum taking place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that's a morning to afternoon event. And then after that is when the masterclass takes place?
The master class is actually the day before.
The day before?
And it is for NIME members only.
Okay, so herself and all those other women
who have signed
that
up.
we've signed up and that we've had on the show
Yes.
throughout the course of the last few months, they'll be a part of that master class.
Basically.
So what will a master class like that entail?
So,
she has her notes.
Yeah. We'll be having international speakers. We'll have an IDB expert on gender and equity, and we'll also be having a digital marketing specialist. So we have local and international presenters, and it's one of the perks of being a NIME member, the ability of these to sit in these amazing development workshops.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a little bit about the forum itself. Can non-NIME members come to it, and can non-businesses come to it?
Yes, the forum, all of this is free. There is no charge. So all you need to do is sign up. It is open for anyone, really. We had a list of people that we thought would be a good match. You can be in business, you can be in media, you can be anyone who has some kind of link, that either directly or indirectly, food vendors, anyone can be part of the forum.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I wanted to know, so we touched on the master class, we've touched on the forum from, you said 9 to 1. Let's talk about the expo now. So you have, how many booths are we expecting, and is it an event where citizens can come and also make purchases and secure services?
Yes, those are all excellent questions. I'm not really sure how many people we have signed up right now for the booths, but we have quite a few actually, and yes, it's open to the public. We are inviting everyone to come and support these amazing women in business. So the ladies will have their booth set up, and you can purchase. They might have deals, little specials going on, and so we are encouraging.
Let's talk about venue, because I would imagine that you have to be able to go from one place to the other. So where is the forum going to take place, and the expo?
Okay, the forum is taking place at Biltmore. So that is from 9 until 1. But the expo in the evening, and I had to mention something about the expo. It has a fashion show, cultural fashion show. That's to kick off the entire expo. So we'll have cultural representation from all over. It's not just Belize, but all over Latin America, Dominican Republic, Belize, obviously. And then that will take place at the House of Culture.
Okay. So the expo is going to be at the House of Culture, as well as the cultural fashion show.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. Why are these events important, focused on women in business?
Because women in business are, there's so many studies that come out to show that when you support women in business, you actually support a large community. The effects are far-reaching, and we recognize that. And then, of course, we want to give women an opportunity to grow and to contribute to the economy. They want to do it. They're already doing it. So that is very, very important.
You want to add to that?
Yes.
And also, I keep coming back to the networking. As women, we all wear several hats during the course of the day. Being an entrepreneur is just one of the small hats we wear, really. So being in a group where women share their struggles, share their solutions to their problems, I think there's no other.
And for you, Ms. Lorena, what's your thoughts on the importance of having this place as an entrepreneur?
Business is hard in itself, you know, managing it and having your idea stem from an idea to an actual business. And with that, having these programs available to you, it lightens the load and it helps you to navigate and to go farther in your dreams and whatever you're scaling to be with your business in itself.
What's your vision for your business?
I want a franchise. I want to be the next Brody's, the next Bowen and Bowen.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
So
and I see it happening.
You're looking for locations across the country.
Yes.
So we're talking about.
I'm already across the country. I do travel from Belize. I've been to San Pedro, Belmopan, Orange Walk, all over to give my services to these people. So to having a place established there, that's the dream.
How do people get in touch with you to get your services?
I'm on Google, on Flo's Pristine Services. I'm also on all the media houses, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And you can WhatsApp me or call me for viewing, or if you're interested in the services, 629-7643. or 611-2592.
And what do you take pride in the most when it comes to your business?
The after feeling that people come in their homes and say, I just feel good to come to a clean home. It's that. I look forward to that feeling.
My final question, ladies, as we wrap up this segment is for you, Ms. Flo, and I guess for all of you, when you see the up-and-coming young women trying to make their way in this very difficult space, advice. And I know people say, oh, don't give up, make sure you do your business, but like you said, it's hard. So how do you ensure that you stay in this field?
You gotta stay focused on your dreams, and there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs throughout the course of your creating what you wanna create, but stay focused and keep the noise out and just keep going forward. I guess that's the best advice.
I love it.
I would say formalize your business and find support.
And for me, look for a mentor. We're all mentors within NEMIT.
That's true.
There's excellent guidance in there.
Looking forward to your forum, ladies, and congratulations to each and every one of you on the success of this program. I had to say, and I wanted to say this from the very beginning, I don't think in Belize we value the idea and concept of mentorship. We're very competitive, especially in entrepreneurship. We want to get ahead. Women are very much in that particular space where we feel like we have to bump out the competition in order to succeed. So I am so appreciative of this mentee mentorship program.
Can we just say a thank you to our sponsors?
Of course, there's your camera right over there.
Thank you, if I may.
Yes.
A short list of our sponsors.
Yeah, sure.
So we have, of course, NEMIT Belize, the Federation of Organizations of Business Women of Central America and the Dominican Republic, FOMECARD, Centro MIPE, LuxDev, IOM, Luxembourg, IDB, Niche, HRCU, Catherine Trejo, Special Envoy for the Development of Families and Children, Avant-Garde Media, DFC, Montrans Consulting, DLPS, and many other NEMA members.
Wonderful. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you too.
We are going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we will be wrapping up OIE with our final conversation. It is all about the William Dawson Sprite Challenge. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
Welcome back. This is our final segment for this morning. And this one is all about the William Dawson Sprite Basketball Tournament. The tournament is in its finals, at least it's going into its finals this weekend. And so we have joining us to speak about what can be expected as well as the journey that this tournament has undergone throughout the course of this year. We have none other than Mr. Douglas Hyde, who's the Youth Program Coordinator over at the Belize Police Department. We have Mr. Andrew Dawson, who is the Program Manager at LIU, as well as some of the key players, the movers and shakers, the ones who this tournament couldn't be possible without the players. We have Mr. Rodville Gladden. I saw him on the coaching line this weekend, and so he's there with the Orange Court Generals. We have Mr. Isaiah Martinez, who's also a member of the Orange Court Generals. And then to the back, the man, the lone wolf from the Hard Rock Boys, Mr. Kevin Hamilton. So it's 2 against 1 in here this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
All right, so first of all, let's start with you, Mr. Hyde. You've been one of the forward faces in this tournament. Let's take it back to, I believe, 3 years ago when we launched the William Dawson basketball tournament and the idea behind it.
2022.
2022, 23, 24. So 3.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Coming out of COVID, and I must say, well, good morning, by the way. Sorry.
Good morning.
William Dawson, the late William Dawson, the whole LIU concept was created through the multi-sectoral approach of the government, looking at ways to deal with crime and violence at that time. Never forget the first meeting there in Belmopan at the Commissioner's office. All these directors and senior persons got together and we're looking at strategies and ways how to deal with crime and violence. And William, along with the Commissioner, looked at many programs or activities. One was suggested of the basketball tournament. We've been doing it from 2016, and due to COVID, we paused. And so the suggestion was to let's bring these teams from the different communities back together again. Since the whole issue of crime and violence was the whole turf wars and gang wars and stuff. So the suggestion came on the table and was fully supported by the different agencies, organizations, ministries, that let's do the tournament. And William was very much forceful at that time about let's do it how Douglas knows to do it. Get together and get these guys. So we started that back. In 2022, we started with roughly, I think it was 14 teams, 16 the most. And then 2023, we went to 18 teams. And now 2024, we had 26 teams.
Wow.
260 players playing every Saturday and Sunday for the past 4 months. Almost 210 games played over this period of time. We've not missed a weekend, thankfully to all these guys. Of that 26 teams, 19 of them are Belize city-based, and 7 of them are from the villages, starting from Mahogany Heights, Rockville, Hattieville, Barrelboom, Sand Hill, Lards Bank, and 8 Miles community.
Sorry, I wanted to, because you were talking about the growth of the amount of teams that have competed, but what has it done for the discipline of these young men?
And I will just reach at that point. Very importantly, this year, I must go on the record by saying this tournament, for the first time, we had no one got killed, and no one was arrested for murder or attempt murder, for the first time.
Wow.
And that is a great success because part of it is to look at peace building, and the late William highlighted that it's intervention through sports. And for the first time, we had this result, and I'm very happy that these guys hold what we promised. We will do our part, and they do their part. Yes, the games have been intense. Yes, there are some challenges internally, but we've seen how, as you mentioned, the growth. These players, of course, come from various different communities, and so different attitude, different behaviors, these different stuff, but we have done our best to make sure that along with dealing with some of those issues, it comes with structures. So we have police officers, and I must give kudos to our police officers, specifically Eastern Division officers and those of the SPU and the GI3 unit who have helped us to make sure that safety and security is paramount. The community policing officers who are there to support the work along with the LIU officers. Those are very much important for safety and security, and we've seen how that have helped us.
While the tournament was established to tackle gang violence, over the years I've grown to appreciate these young men as community members. Regardless of what community you're from versus gang members per se, in that while there may be a small percentage that might say, yeah, I had a part of this crew, I had a part of this clique, a large percentage of them are just in the situation they're in as a result of the community they've grown up in. Not by choice. This is how my family set roots, in a sense. And so this is where I grew up in, and not necessarily identify with being a member of a gang.
Which you're right.
And is that a fair assessment?
You're totally right. Most of that 260 amount of players that play in this tournament, surely not 260 are gang members.
Yeah, or identify as that.
Yeah. Some of them are. Most of them are positive role models in their community. And I use that word because they are.
Yeah.
Some of them are leaders positively in their own way. And for example, Mr. Gladden here, he's a coach.
Yeah.
He's a leader of his community, and he has decided to bring together his team to play in different competition, but for the first time, they are in this tournament and have reached to the highest point. And that speaks volume of what the tournament is, bringing different teams, different communities together to compete against each other positively.
Make no mistake, these guys are very competitive.
You've seen the games?
Very competitive. So it reminds me of when you go into a community and you play ball on the community basketball court, right? And so I want to bring, first before we get the players, I want to bring Mr. Dawson into the conversation. As the program manager of the LIU, talk a bit about how this tournament has helped in the efforts that the LIU push forward.
Right. So, of course, as Brother Hyde mentioned, it's an inclusive tournament, right? We not only have individuals who may be identified as gang members, we have police officers, we have a cross-section of society. It breaks barriers down, not only for the separate communities, but the individuals who participate on the teams, right? Because, of course, before the entire tournament started, we had the life skills component, right? We had the guys come together as a team, and share some of their experiences that they were exposed to. So it starts that conversation on how we can unite and be team players, not only on the court, but in our communities. So definitely it adds to the intervention aspect as it relates to LIU, because of course the sports is just a vehicle for our broader programs that we want to get in these communities.
Let's hear from the young men, though,
Right.
because we've been talking about what your mentors and your coaches have been seeing you in terms of your growth, but for your personal lives and your personal growth, what has this competition done for you?
Basically, it changed a lot for me. I come out, meet new people, and it's very competitive, I want to say. That right there.
Yeah.
From the back.
Well, for me, basically, I played in the tournament for a long period of time. Like he said, we actually meet new people, like areas where you wouldn't normally go, you get to meet new people from there. You sit up on the street, they will actually heal you because we have a mutual respect, not only because we know but we are also competitive on the court, right then. So eventually, I just like the tournament because everybody just get together. And now a good feeling when you have a lot of people from different areas come together and play basketball, hold a vibe together, that's a good feeling.
How long have you guys been competing in this tournament from the beginning?
My second year.
Second year?
Oh, you're a coach.
You're a coach.
Personally, I think it's 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and I had to play from 2017. But then the COVID gave it a little pause, and then we'll get back in it.
So then, coach, let's talk about how you have been instrumental in assisting these young men prepare for the games and so forth.
Perhaps even why you decided to step up.
And be coach.
Well, why I step up and be coach? I think I'm the coach for 11 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've taken people outside for get scouting. I've been on the show multiple times.
Yes.
But this year, my guys told me that, we did everything. We almost win all the different tournaments. What happened to police tournament? So I was skeptical at first because, like Mr. Hyde said, all I heard about, but out of gang people, they are brand new, and they put the police, they must start to harass you. And I went to the meetings, I went to the life skills, and that was one of my first questions. Will we be branded
as gang members?
As gang members, and that was really nice tournament because you get to meet different people. You even get to understand the people where they classify as gang people. Some of them, you get to understand that really and truly they just want to have something to do.
Yeah.
And this tournament really put them out there and they enjoy it. And then they still say, we not even a brand, nobody has no gang member. No, we know no basketball players. Yeah. We know, we see you on news, we see what you do for the community. See how we so that's something where I really enjoy. That was time you have to prepare, you have to get yourself ready. I know not all teams getting themselves like me, and I get all anxious when time for me to team. If I know the team, that really good team, I call my guys then from 6 in the morning. Sometimes I day up at the call and the guys are like, Coach, we just done play that game yesterday, right? Yeah.
So I wanted to, because you brought up a very important point, Coach, about being branded, this tournament, what it does. So, Mr. Hyde, here's my question to you. How do we change that perspective of Belizeans when it comes to this particular game? Because it's trying to reform and assist young men, but they're still being labeled. So how do we change this particular perception?
I love the concept of the LIU in terms of its multi-sectoral approach. The LIU task is to work with these different communities. The basketball tournament is one activity that assists these young men. The truth about it, we will never reach a point where I think you will take away the steroid of these different neighborhoods. What we can do is to help people realize that there's more to these young men than what some people may perceive about them. Because you come from a neighborhood means that you're that person or a type of person. I myself come from a neighborhood, and I myself is a product and a positive product of that neighborhood. And so for me, I think about the opportunities that were given to me, and so I take that opportunity back to these guys to show them that once given that opportunity, people want to see that positive side of you. Too many times in the past, we highlighted negative stories of the communities of these young men. And so this tournament is highlighting the positive. If we continue to push this narrative of showing where we want to go with these young men, that's the next step. For example, some of our young men who participated in our tournament went to El Salvador to play in the Gwenley's team. 3 of them. And that was a good success story for us. As Mr. Gladden mentioned, that there are some of these players that go to Chetumal, Mexico, that participate in games right across our border. And we know that some of them are going to elevate to the semi-pro level, the elite level, based on their skills and talent. This is what we are highlighting. This is what we are encouraging, because these young men literally are our sons, our cousins, our relatives. No bad egg. These are just sometimes young persons who had the bad decision or make the wrong choices. Here comes now we are giving them a better way. And so if we continue to emphasize that through the LIU, through the police department, through the Department of Youth Services, National Sports Council, these different entities that plays a role in communities, continuing highlighting our young people, the success stories. Of course, people are seeing me, Douglas Side, Mr. Gladden, Raheem, Fish differently when we go into the different communities.
We're listening to you, but we're also
watching the game. Yes.
And it's good ball being played there. This game was
that was a hype game.
Sunday.
Yeah.
This is one of the semi-final matches, and I heard coach talking about a bit of anxiousness when you know you're going to play a good team. Well, this weekend you guys are playing in the finals against my boy back there and his team, Hard Rock Boys. They are back-to-back champions, and they're looking for a three-peat. And the only thing that stands in their way are you guys, right? so competition stiff. I want to hear from Mr. Hamilton just a bit about how prepared your team is mentally and physically to secure a third back-to-back victory.
Well, I could talk for most of my team. We actually always confident in what we do something. Because at the end of the day, like we said, we're the back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
We have to try make a dynasty.
Of course.
Yes.
All the games there, no matter who you play against in the tournament, all the games are difficult because everybody could play a ball. That's who could get it together the longest. So, Orange Goat to bring it, we to bring it.
Not to give out all of your secrets, and not to give out all of your secrets.
Orange Sport now. So without giving away secrets, what are you go into this game thinking?
First of all, without giving a secret, but first of all, we watch multiple times, well, me, especially as the coach, watch multiple times the game where Hard Rock play and see how we could utilize whatever mistakes or whatever opening they give to we, you know. And that's how I prepare myself. I know they're not back-to-back champs because last year, actually, for the finals, the team when they did the finals against, actually they called me for coach there.
Wow.
Right? So I know what they bring. And this year, I don't think that I want to get that championship this year.
Mr. Martinez, what are you thinking? What do you think?
Well, first of all, very tough team.
Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah.
Basically, we call everything.
Yeah, correct.
We call everything for them. We know that they be a very competitive game.
Yeah.
Right now with a friend, but when we reach the court with another friend.
That's usually how it goes. Yes.
So you don't come for just lay down and take a beating.
No.
Then it come fight. Yes.
We want this double. We want it. Yeah, we want it.
I love that though, because it sounds like it's good camaraderie, good sportsmanship. We are excited for this game. You're training really, really hard. And
tell us a bit about what
Sunday.
won the game.
Yes. We call it Championship Sunday. Finally, we're here. We'll kick off at 2 p.m. at the Yarborough Green basketball court, which is right by Wesley College. We started at Yarborough, and so we're finishing at Yarborough. Beautiful Yarborough, hoping for the best with the weather. So the first game, which is the Hattieville Underdogs versus Dan One, they were the two #1 teams in the tournament in Group A and Group B. So they are playing for the third place, which is the $2,000. And then at 3 p.m., we play for the championship game, the defending champions, going for the first time, three-peat, Hard Rock versus the young and upstart Orange Coat Generals. And I said that because they are young and upstart. And they're very energized in this competition, so I look for a good game. Immediately after the game, the final game, we go into the closing ceremony, where we'll hand out the prizes, which is the trophies, and first prize is $5,000, second prize is $3,000, and the third prize is $2,000. I must give recognition to our sponsors and support, please.
Right there.
And I have to recognize first Paul and George.
Big up George.
Yes,
Big up
they
George.
go every weekend almost.
We look forward to
for
this Sports Monday.
tournament.
And even when I know that they're George is there.
And I must say thanks because the teams look forward to see themselves Monday, right, on Sports Monday, and I must say thanks a lot for Channel 5 support to the tournament. Recognizing the Ministry of Home Affairs and New Growth Industry, our Minister likewise, Honorable Karim Musa, the LIU, the Director of LIU and her team likewise, the Commissioner of Police and the police officers who work with us. We look at the Department of Youth Services, National Sports Council, Rotary Club of Belize, the Dolphin Production, the basketball district, Belize District Basketball Association, very important for us. The officials and referees, big thank you to them. Social Security, Power Aid, and very important, Sprite, who has never let us down from day one with the support. I'd like to also recognize that key persons, Dr. Lerna McKay, she's been one of those persons technically have been supporting me from day one. We have Mr. Jerome Mejia, from Yabra, who is the manager of the Yabra Football Club, very supportive of us. Miss Barbara Keel from the National Sports Council. These are key people who have been working with us, the community of Yabra. Some people ask me how we do it. These people religiously every Saturday and Sunday, they go and help prepare the court. Clean off the court, fix up the court, set up the chairs, set up the desks, the equipments and these things. These are the community of Yabra that helps out. Cooking likewise, I must give kudos to those people in the Yabra community for this big support. And overall, thank God, because again, he have carried us through these weeks, been very challenging, very intense, I must say. As a person who coordinates and head it, I could tell you that I have some real challenging times. But the success, as I have always mentioned, is that we get through. Paul noticed we've done the football, we've done the basketball. It's no easy task. These groups, these different communities, not just easy to bring them together. And I don't want nobody to think that it's just a walk in the park. To have them just in one venue is a challenge. To reach this literal results of this level is really a serious
and we commend you for this wonderful tournament and experience, and we wish you all the very, very, very best. And I guess I look forward to seeing Paul on Sunday. And then we catch it live on Monday. But gentlemen,
I've seen many times when Mr. Hyde does have to keep a level head, even when there's some very tense
and then coach the ball on the sideline.
I heard the ball out coach on the sideline.
But gentlemen, we do have to wrap up our show this morning, but thank you all so much. Best of luck to all the teams. Where I find out who win on Sunday, right? All right, guys. But we also want to say a big thank you to all of our guests for coming in and having the conversation with us this morning. And thank you to the viewers for tuning in and starting your morning right with us here on Open Your Eyes. It is October 24th, and if it is your birthday today, we want to say a happy, happy birthday to you from all of us here at OIE and Channel 5. And if you have a birthday shout out or just a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here at oie@channel5belize.com.
You could also catch us on Facebook live every single morning at Open Your Eyes BZ.
And check out our highlights on Instagram at OIE Belize. And of course, do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
We'll see you soon, Belize. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Was brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.